go. OG versus Alliance. Potentially a Manila Major invite on the line, or at least consideration for one. Best of 3 series coming into it. I said I favored OG. You took the side of Alliance. After the draft, I want to flip-flop real quick, at least for game 1. When's the last time this team has run Ember Spirit? Do you know?
I don't think I've seen them too much, but I don't think we've seen Crit play the Doom too much either, so it's very interesting to see them go for something a little bit outside the box, but probably something they've been practicing in scrim, so this is going to be one hype game though, like you were saying. Really looking forward to see what we see coming out of both teams.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see if they're able to punish some unusual picks, and well, some unusual picks for Alliance as well. You were mentioning that we were expecting the Shadow Shaman, then it got banned, and so then you're thinking, all right, is this a Witch Doctor? Is this a Warlock, something that really sustains the push? And they say, no, we want to go totally 180. They get the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something Alliance, only Alliance would do, right?
Yeah.
You would never see another team doing that. And we do see actually No.1 going to be going up on that Furion, while Moon is playing the offlane Slaughter.
Bit unexpected. So with that, we're getting underway. Crowd is ready to go here. Best of 3 showdown. Losing team eliminated. Winner will be facing Vici Gaming Reborn, who certainly looked reborn in their action earlier today. They looked very strong and will not be an easy opponent for either of these teams. So
I look forward to this mid matchup though. I want to just watch Miracle versus S4.
What's not to love? Who's your money on? S4 Puck, you've got the Miracle Ember. I'll say I've seen this matchup quite a few times, and the Embers actually do quite well, considering it's a melee versus a ranged hero.
I want to see how OG wards. I want to know what they do with their secondary obs ward, which I don't really know where it is.
Right now it's on crit.
It's still on crit? Okay, yeah. I want to know if they're going to place Vision for the Spirit Breaker, because the only concern for me is if the Ember Spirit just gets charged over and over and S4 just constantly pressures him with EGM. Because I feel like the Gyrocopter can be left a little bit alone versus the Slardar.
So we see Crit for now camping out, has dropped a sentry up on the high ground. Looks like he wants to play pretty aggressive here. This is something we were seeing, like, I'm trying to remember how long ago it was, like maybe 9 months ago or so, like kind of the early aggressive forward position Doom where you just get that first creep and you start ganking, trying to contest the enemy a bit. Often even ganking and going for kills, and Crit off the bat, oh.
It's the Satyr.
Yeah, I mean, not ideal at this stage just because of the mana pool issues, but if he can get the Arcane Boots, he'll be in good shape. So we'll see Moon meanwhile up in the top lane, getting contested pretty early. He's going to take a beating here from Loto, but the Rocket Barrage deployed. Heavy damage. Should be able to get away, but this is not going to be an easy lane for the Slardar.
Instant smoke for Rocket.
Alright, wrapping around on mid. Let's see where Rocket heads. He's trying to slow down Miracle, it looks like. Oh, gank gets revealed to Miracle. Just in position to back out. The orb comes through. The net's there. The Miracle safe end of the tower. Even taking damage. While that was happening, they actually found the kill elsewhere. Bulldog getting killed off in the bottom lane. Crit didn't even use a Hadouken.
And Miracle has to use his Fairy Fire to survive there, so very close play coming out of the mid lane. Very good awareness from him.
Moon taking some more pressure here, but Loda only level 1. So can't really threaten for a kill and wasn't in position for the Rocket Barrage. Bulldog off to a tough start in the offlane on the lone Druid.
Very unexpected for him to die like that, especially when Crit wasn't even level 2. He didn't have the Infernal Blade, he didn't have Scorch Earth, he just got caught out a bit out of position. He didn't expect that rotation.
And he didn't even have to use the nuke, he just had used Devour for the mana, and that was it.
Yeah.
So takes over the mid lane as soon as Miracle returns. He's going to rotate, and Ake still searching for that successful first gank. Generally, you see the smokes aren't really blown that early for the most part, but
yeah, we do have a charge coming out on Crit here.
Crit,
see if the body block is there.
Looking forward, he jukes, out juking the body block, which looks like it wasn't going to hit anyway, but the orb comes through. Now EGM connecting. One bash will definitely secure this. The chains for Miracle, just enough. The auto attack. Oh, quick, get the kill. Even with the unholy aura, it seems like it made the difference. Now Moon looking for the rotation. No.1 arrives as well. Big Daddy's on the kids. The orb from S4 gonna draw it up to the high ground. Will retreat. EGM trying to charge his way the hell out of there, but No.1 gives chase. Moon will have a crush. Can he get a range? He finds it, and that might be EGM down. One more auto attack. They thought they had him. Crit says, I'm just gonna help secure this, but in the end, the shockwave not required. They're gonna get the kill anyway. Make it 2-0 with OG. rotating 4 heroes onto the mid lane.
Heavy committed rotations though. Lone Druid gets a lot of room there to get levels and farm, while Gyrocopter gets a full free farm. But still, a great heads-up play there by Moon to move in there to try to help out his team. Now another charge from the Fountain coming out onto Miracle.
And this is not the easiest hero to charge, the Ember Spirit. Unless you silence him, he often, with vision, can just chains you and interrupt the charge. But there's a fairly early silence from S4. Miracle trying to engage, he's baited him in. Beautiful play, Miracle. Does get the chain, though. The plays. Again, as long as you're holding it and you're not silenced, very tough to find a kill with vision. And now No.1 looking for the turnaround. There's the patient. He goes forward. Great plays by S4, but No.1 just holds his ground. Another charge from EGM. Trying to set up a No.1 one more auto attack. Can't quite get it. Can't get Miracle either. And Quit's there to bodyguard him back. All these just razors in skirmishes, huge individual plays, but OG on top every time as far as the ganks go. And you know, Yannis, they need it because they are getting heavily out CS so far.
Did Fly just kill the bear? I think he did. Slaughter goes down as well, but I think that was just to Ake.
Yeah, the smoke gank doesn't work, but the shockwave succeeds where the hero doesn't.
Kills everywhere, so much action already coming out, just lots of commitment as well. But still, Alliance coming out pretty fine in this. They have very good CS while everybody else is just moving around so much that they're getting contested.
Looks like they may want to punish Moonslaughter up in top lane. A big wraparound here from EGM. Charging up. Will he be able to connect? There is a crush. Moon a bit slow. Didn't have the vision, and it is nighttime now. They get the rocket launch off. The nukes coming through. Shockwaves there. The missiles hunting Moon down. It's going to be pretty close. A longer range rocket, not quite enough for the kill.
But yeah, Fly actually didn't get the last hit on the bear, but he got the experience from it. So you see him, he's almost level 5 on this Crystal Maiden support, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, we're 4.5 minutes in, and he's been helping the bottom lane quite a bit. So, looking at the mid lane, Miracle having a pretty good start here on the Ember Spirit.
Such big individual plays coming out from both teams right now.
Yeah, another charge. Fly does have a frostbite, not going to get a chance to use it, but doesn't need to, as the rest of Alliance weren't really in position to punish. So an early tower. Alliance the first ones to claim a big objective here. And when you're running the Lone Druid, you're looking for those early towers and to start building up the push momentum heading towards the mid game. So overall, Yannis, a little more farm for Alliance, more successful gank, as well as a tower, more successful ganks for OG. Are you favoring either team here, heading towards the end of the laning stage?
I think I'm favoring a bit Alliance just because they got that top tower down, and Bulldog's able to get so much in this off lane right now. He's getting a lot of levels, and I feel like he's going to be able to pressure No.1 a bit just by constantly hitting him, getting his roots, which he always does. But No.1's doing a good job of deterring that by sicking the trains on the bear constantly, keeping it low.
Yeah, No.1 did opt for the early Arena Basilius, not rushing the phase boots, and even completed a magic wand there as well. But I imagine we'll see the upgraded boots coming out next.
Making checking for some wards, but doesn't find it with both of the sentries.
Yeah, he's convinced there's some vision. I guess just judging by the angle of all those charges, but it was actually a different hill, so a bit off the mark. The one near the Ancients. Miracle with a haster, now a bounty. He is not spotted right now, but he does have vision bottom lane. Looks like he wants to make a move on Bulldog, who's just cracked level 6. He's going to start it with a Remnant. A TP comes in from the Prophet, as well as the chains from Miracle. And that should be enough for the Dom kill. No, really good Savage Roar. There's a coil. Turn around Miracle. Remnant forward, and Vulnerable isn't going to get stunned by the coil break. He gets the kill. Skates away through the trees, orb there, but no stuns, and Miracle gets out of dodge free. Even No.1 escapes. Very well executed gank, really showing a deep understanding of the hero's mechanics.
Lane ward for the win right there.
It looked like S4 would be able to turn that.
Yeah, it was really close. The Savage Roar was really well timed. S4 TP'd in perfectly, but he didn't have a rune. They didn't have any other backup. EGM wasn't there. And that's kind of that's the one thing that Alliance is lacking a bit. They don't really have too much follow-up without the Gyrocopter for the coil, unless Lone Druid has a lot of farm.
Yeah, that single target burst not right there at the moment. Once they get the impetus online and
got the smoke coming out,
some more farm could change. Bottom lane, Loda creeping in. They have the charge on the Fly, and he will spend his gold. So even if they get the kill, not really the biggest deal.
Cancels the charge.
It's, they're nervous, right? Like Oh, is he going to get the D-ward? No, just
out of range, but Fly's still going to get caught here.
Call down. Little CM.
It's a level 6 CM, too, so that's a lot of experience going to be going their way.
That's true. Generally see a support at this stage, like not really a big deal if they die, but considering the amount of experience he's gotten, bigger than normal.
Yeah.
But EGM, again, like you see him charging at Miracle, and he just has second thoughts about it. Crit there to bodyguard him, still not level 6, but the chains interrupt could really turn the fights.
Yeah, I think that's the one big thing that's going not so great for Alliance is that EGM hasn't really been able to find anything successful with any of his charges yet. And Moon's able to get a lot of space out of the rotations coming out from Alliance, and Alliance isn't even able to get any pressure on the tower with that rotation, so...
Also worth noting, Bulldog still no Midas here. The 2 deaths really slowing him down. Is closing on the recipe. So it will not be a particularly fast one. As Miracle goes under cover of an Invis rune. He has popped the Flame Guard. Was not scouted, I don't think, but Alliance, well, maybe they just got a glimpse of him.
Yeah, they must have seen something.
Either that or just wondering where the hell the Ember with the Invis rune is. And
this is giving so much room to the Moon, though. All these rotations coming out from Alliance, they're just kind of like running around a bit, not deciding what they should do. And you see Loda is pinging him. He's like, I think we're giving too much room to this Slaughter. He's level 6 now. He's got treads even.
The problem is now it's kind of hard to punish him when he's a level 2-3 Slaughter and he's got no boots, running out of regen against the Gyro and lane.
Yeah,
they have to down. But
they have to go bottom and take this tower. They have the aggressive wards down in the enemy jungle, so they have to just make moves rather than reacting.
So, would you, overall, as far as pressure goes, you'd rather see them pressure towers more so than the heroes themselves at this point?
At least for that top tower. You know, that dire top tower doesn't really matter too much. While the Radiant bottom tower, I feel like matters a little bit more.
Mid lane, looking for EGM, Miracle getting aggressive. Oh, doesn't have the point side of Fist, actually decides to back out to the south. Yeah, has gone for the 2 points in chains and the max Flame Guard here early.
So do you think this is the approach to Furion? We've seen Furion not doing so hot in this tournament, but the only team that has success with it is Na'Vi in the short lane as well. So OG kind of taking a page out of Navi's book there.
It seems like it suits, especially No.1. I mean, I think we discussed it at length on the paddle. Just having someone who can join the fights early.
Yeah.
And Prophet can be that like late game farmer, but it can also be a hero that gets active. As S4, John team back, it's into a Frostbite. Crit even has the Doom ready. Starting to group up. So yeah, I think it suits OG's play style, and I think it suits No.1. He gives Miracle a little more farm.
They seem like they're a bit indecisive with their movements though. They're giving up now another tower. And it was, really nice tree micro there by No.1 though. He sends it up toward the middle of the lane, and he sees EGM actually charging. But either way, I don't think Alliance was going to make it in time there to defend that tower. But they do now have the Lone Druid Midas.
It's got to be the puck blink at this point for Alliance. It's going to be a long time before S4 gets a Radiance. Bulldog gets Radiance, and S4 is pretty close to the blink. It looks like he's rushing it, not upgrading to treads right now. But they can't start fights with charge. We've already seen that. It's easily shut down by the Ember. Now he's going to be getting a point inside of Fist fairly soon. Slardar can just turn the fights with Crush. You got Frostbite to interrupt. It's not an easy Spirit Breaker game, so then it's really up to S4 to start the fights.
Yeah, now after those towers, it's looking to be pretty good for OG just because they're doing a really good job of spreading their economy. You see Slardar, he's farming any type of jungle creeps he can. Miracle farms a big stack there. Crit as well, farming in the jungle. And it just seems like Alliance isn't doing the same thing across the same amount of heroes.
AGM is going to play a bit of catch-up now. Level 5 with the Urn, looking for that Nether Strike.
Looks like they're making the play now. Loda gets in the smoke.
Yeah, they're doing a pre-blink dagger, so very reliant on the cooldown being on point here.
Yeah, 2 aggressive wards and a river ward as well for line. So all the wards on the bottom side
also smoking, and this could be the bigger kill. Looking for Bulldog right after the Midas comes online, and is Alliance gonna know? They're sweeping back towards mid. They're looking to counterplay this. Bulldog gets trapped. Cooldown comes through. Coil on through. They're gonna lose the bear, but maybe they can turn the fight as Miracle jumps away. He was caught by the coil here. He wants to come back in, but he's very low HP. The Doom on S4. He's gonna be ready to barely sit. No, actually, it's got quite a bit of duration. So the kill of S4 denied by Loda, but still they lose the puck, and that will delay the blink dagger. A 3-for-2 exchange here, but really a 3-for-1 counting the deny. As your Slardar looks to come into the fight. Moon getting active. Loda chasing in pursuit of No.1. Gonna get 4 Alliance. Handled that one beautifully. It looked like they were just going to journey down into the Radiant jungle, and it would have been a free Bulldog kill, and then OG gets away scot-free, but instead they sense the OG smoke gank. They back off, and they were ready for it.
Yeah, very good awareness there by them. Nice deny. Denies out any of the money that they were going to gain from that fight. Moon wasn't able to get to that fight, but he does have 1,800 gold already on this Slardar. He's basically going to be top net worth for them as this off-lane Slardar. He's going to have a Blink Dagger any second now, and that's going to be the big enabler for them.
He may have it before S4. In fact, I think he will.
I'm pretty sure he will, yeah. That's actually insane.
And this is with S4 rushing it a bit more, too.
It was really clutch for them in that fight, though, that EGM gets that charge through onto the Crystal Maiden and hits the Doom, and he picks up level 6 from those kills, and he's able to ult Miracle and pick up the kill on him as well. So that was like pretty much just the big thing for them.
Fly has not taken a play yet in the ultimate. There's quite a few ways to interrupt it, but...
Oh, No.1 is going for... I'm not sure what item he's going for here. He's got a Staff of Wizardry. Do you think it's, what, a Force Staff?
Force Staff... Used to interrupt the charge... Necro Book?
Necro? I'm not too sure.
I mean, Necro doesn't really seem like it fits the overall strategy so much. This is curious. Or the one that the fans are waiting for. Could it be a Dagon?
That would be weird. But maybe.
It would be a very late Dagon for a one-position Nature's Prophet as well.
Yeah. Nice ward coming out from OG, though. When they made that smoke, they put the ward in the middle lane, and Alliance looking for it doesn't find it with 2 sentry wards.
So it is Blink Daggers popping up now for OG and Alliance at the same time. 13.5 minutes in. They secure their reliable initiation. I mean, you know, the other possibility is he might not be sure, and he could even be considering the Aghanims build and just doesn't want to commit to it yet. So, you know, we've seen players get the Ogre Club. Sometimes it's a BKB, sometimes it's an Ags. So it may just be keeping his options open.
Are they going for another smoke? Alliance smoked up?
And OG is also going for another smoke.
That's Alliance's last smoke for another 10 minutes almost. So they've expended all 3 smokes.
OG has one more, and then they'll be out for a long time as well.
Within the first 20 minutes, they use all of their smokes.
Oh, this could go poorly for them. With the Ember Spear now just picking up his Boots of Travel. Miracle with a haste rune bottle could instantly join a fight.
Nice roar by Bulldog.
Gonna get the jump. They will find Bulldog out. There's the crush coming through. Get ready for the Ember Spear to join this one as well. Bulldog down. S4 trying to counter initiate. He will lock down crit, and that's it. Moon's just gonna back away. And Miracle arrives with the haste rune, jumping straight on the puck. Patience can't retreat. It's only a level 1 phase shift. Not long enough. Goes down to the side of Fizz. The Doom went onto Aki, but it's after the heal. Loda not gonna be so lucky. Quick, decisive turn from OG. 3 for nothing. That's a big win.
Yeah, now this is looking very, very good for OG, and it doesn't seem like the Spirit Breaker is working out entirely for them. EGM was able to get some farm, get a few kills, but it's just not enough.
It's a tough game to get the charges off, whether there's the chains to interrupt, the frostbite to some extent, potentially a Slardar to counter initiate on you, and the heroes that could just instantly arrive when you charge as well. Boots of Travel Ember now, Nature's Prophet. You go in deep and they will be able to return force the numbers.
OG is just doing a great job of basically knowing where Bulldog's going to be when he's farming and just making the play on them and outnumbering Alliance.
And if you're Alliance, you're going to lose this game. You got your Bulldog Enchantress, your Bulldog Lone Druid, your Ake Enchantress, like that is like bread and butter Alliance. If they can't win with that, that's got to be shaky for morale.
Yeah. Even Crit is looking massive at this point. He's got almost 3,000 gold on his Doom. You see him catching up. He's ahead of S4's puck.
So what is he going for? Because he's got the mech if he wants it, but it seems like he's saving. Maybe something bigger in mind.
Looks like he's going for something bigger, but
what would that be?
Maybe he just rushes the Lothars so he can get the easy setups.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Then Slardar can be a little more patient, look for a multiple hero crush instead of just blinking in and crushing and dying.
By Lothar, I mean Shadowblade. I tend to use those old names. I apologize for that.
You're an old school gamer.
I mean,
my bad. You know, it's really hard to break those habits, though. You've been playing Dota for 10 years. There's, like, mechanics that are unchanged since Dota 1. Very obscure bugs that first you never understood, and then you finally learn them in Dota 1. You get used to them. Then suddenly it just gets changed to something more logical but different. And
yeah, it does seem like
hard to break those old habits.
No.1 is going to go for that Aghanims, like you were saying as well. And yeah, he does go for the Shadowblade on the Doom.
I like the way No.1 built that up, because I think that's... Staff of Wizardry is like one of the items you could build into the most other items in the game. 6 options. I mean, most of them not ideal for Nature's Prophet, but
yeah,
gives you a lot of choices.
Miracle, though, getting charged right now. They don't really have any follow-up in the position, so he's going to stop.
EGM's not even going to try for it. From you on mid lane, they are going to try. They do mess for it. Crit arrives, and it was the Shadowblade. Quick debut, successful gank. And Crit now has a crit aura to work with, so
That's got to be so scary. Alliance is probably like, he has Shadow Blade. Are you kidding me?
Blink Crush from Mood onto Loda, jumping forward. They're looking to isolate the gyro. They sprout him as well, deploying the cooldown. It's not going to hit a whole heck of a lot in Miracle, able to remnant his way out of this one. No puck to punish, waiting for the homing missile, get doinked. But that's it, and Bulldog not online, putting a ton of pressure on the rest of Alliance to hold the front line, and they're just not able to do it.
OG's economy is just looking so much better than Alliance right now, and they're putting so much pressure. It doesn't seem like Ake is able to do much with this Enchantress. They're not able to team fight.
Oh, they found that Enchantress amp damage, but won't commit to it. Just want to secure the tower, ensure there's no deny attempt. And with that, down to 2 outer towers remaining for the Alliance.
Yeah, it just seems like they don't really have enough. They really need to just wait for this Radiance. Fighting into OG's lineup now at this point is way too difficult with the amount of money that they've just gained throughout this early start.
The problem is, looking at OG, Fog, that they're all pretty much tankied up. Doom not yet, but is naturally tanky. Starter ability of BKB. Miracle, not so worried about the Radiance. He's got the Flame Guard. He's likely to be in and out of the fight. The Crystal Maiden with an urn and a lot of levels, 11 at 18 minutes. Nature's Profitability and eggs. Radiance Urn is not as scary when you've got this much HP and survivability to work with.
I feel like it's going to be really hard for Alliance to just keep their lanes pushed out. I feel like OG is going to have a really easy time of just shoving the lanes in constantly with Ember Spirit with bots, able to just jump around from lane to lane. They have Furion, he's going to just keep spamming his ulti and forcing in the lanes to Alliance, and OG is going to get so much information out of this. They're going to constantly know where Alliance is.
You see it right now.
Going.
Look at the Treants, the illusions streaming across the map.
Yeah, we can see, but they're just stacking up Ancients even for OG. They're just the economy war. They're keeping Alliance in their base, basically, and they're not going to be able to do much in a minute.
And with that, the other thing is they've got the lineup to really punish the bear as well. Like often with the lone druid in this situation, you mentioned pushing out the lanes. You want the Radiance Burn to be used to full effect, but they have a Slardar and they have a Prophet, so they can just jump it with the Blink Crush, amp it, and potentially right-click it down.
Yeah, like the Puck is the only one who can really push out the lanes, but that's also scary because now, what we were saying, the Shadow Blade picked up by the Doom makes it so if he shows at all, Doom's just going to run at him and go for these Doom plays. And Loda can't really push lanes out either. Every time he has to use Flat Cannon in order to try to do it, everybody else on their team doesn't even really want to show. If you show your Enchantress, then you know, all right, they're not going to be making a play with the Enchantress. You show your Spirit Breaker, they're not making a play with the Spirit Breaker.
Well, it sounds very bleak for Alliance when we talk about their draft. How can they get back in the game? What's their highest percentage game plan?
They need OG to basically overextend somehow. They get a couple kills once this, because the Radiance is going to be picked up very soon. A nice coil, nice Savage Roar, something coming out, just the combo plays coming out with the call down as well, and then somehow right after that get a Roshan. I think that's their key to coming back.
And if you're OG, it sounds like mainly making a mistake is the way that you can fall behind as far as you see it.
But they still have smokes they still have another smoke after this one, while Alliance, I think they're just going to be having another smoke coming up in about 2 minutes.
You know, we often talk about economy as in gold and items, but the OG smoke economy has been on point.
Yeah, they've had what? All of them have been successful?
I think everyone's netted a kill, or certainly at the very least some map presence. The one that backfired was the one where Alliance met the mid.
And that one still didn't even go, I mean, it went badly, sure, but it didn't go that badly.
They delayed the Radiance.
Exactly. At least they got the kill. They got what they wanted. And now still, same thing. OG is placing these aggressive wards in the enemy jungle, and you can see Alliance is all just kind of huddled up.
Yeah, Bulldog is closing in on the Radiance, but we're already 21 minutes in. And Gyrocopter for Loda. It has not been a greedy build from him. He's gone first into the Sanj, SNY likely to come next. This is not your early home of the Dominator. This is not the farming Gyro, and it puts a lot of eggs in the Bulldog basket. So for the Radiance to be slow, it really tells the tale of this game. But it's on the way.
Miracle Battle Fury on the way as well.
And they need these kills to be farmed. You have Crystal Maiden, who generally is going to fall off, but you've got a Doom as a 4 position, so OG are going to scale incredibly well into the late game.
Did Crit miss go there? He didn't grab level 2 Doom. He ended up going for the Devour. Maybe he just thinks this is going to go for we're just going to farm for a bit. It doesn't seem like Alliance wants to fight us at all. I'm going to be able to just eat another creep and then get my level 12 and get the Doom at that point.
I guess it's 50 more mana and it's just damage increase, but I think he has enough for the combo anyway, and he's got a CM, so yeah, might have been a miskill. Either way, not a huge deal.
Yeah, nothing big at all.
Alliance will skip back, or sit back.
But still,
Again, the map control. This is really becoming the story of the game.
yeah, OG's just, they're farming all over the place. You see Miracle, they have a triple stack at Ancients. He's fine with just farming that. Doom farming jungle, Furion pushing out the lanes. Starter he's probably the only one that's slowed down his farm a little bit from that early game that we saw him almost topping the net worth. Now he's fallen a little bit down there, but he's still tied with the gyrocopter. Even Fly has a 4-staff.
Generally at this point, you look to see, like, they've gotten the Radiance, can they do something with it? And Alliance are about to get a smoke. But if this doesn't succeed, they'll find themselves again, like, with nothing to do for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty scary position. If they lose the next fight with the Radiance, you got to be wondering
when is it going to turn around?
Yeah.
And they will buy a smoke. It's even Loda committing his own resources to it, so shows you that if they're willing to spend the carries money now, they really feel like they have to take a fight at this moment and find some sort of convincing result.
Yeah, Ake is very close to a drum too, so I think he was like, I'm about to have this, like, can one of you guys pick it up? And then I guess EGM just didn't want to.
They are rotating towards the bottom lane, but no, they're already TPing out mid. Are they going to turn and back off? S4 swings around that direction, but the rest of OG are starting to congregate. Miracles arrived, crits arrived.
It's the same thing though, you know, look at the lanes. They are so pressured onto Alliance's side that OG knows Alliance is smoked right now. So there's no way they're going to get caught out by this. They're going to go completely defensively on their side of the map. And there's no way for Alliance to really push out the lanes fast enough for them to find a position to get a kill.
I mean, I'm toggling between Radiant Vision and All Vision, and they're hardly different.
Yeah.
The main difference is the dire base, but other than that, like, you pretty much, if you look at the mini-map, see the exact same thing. So, great map control game by OG, and what's cool, Giannis, is that they're not doing it the way like VG Gaming Reborn did, where it's a Beastmaster, it's a Night Stalker, it's these Spectre heroes that just naturally give vision. They're using Prophet Trance, and they're using a great warding game to maintain that vision advantage.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way OG is playing this game out.
But it is a quiet one, which is just the way OG like it right now, with no tail. Now grabbing a Hyperstone, quite likely an AC could be coming next for him. Miracle, the ultimate orb pickup, so maybe a Manta, maybe a Linken's, possibly a Scotty.
I mean, a quiet game is, yeah, like we were saying, it's absolutely perfect for them. Miracle is very hard to die, because the only way they can catch him is if the Spirit Breaker and the Puck are there. And even then, at this point...
And it's also Miracle, who's arguably the fastest reactions of any Dota player in the world.
And going into this game, they have a quad core. They have an Ember, a Furion, a Slaughter, and a Doom, who are all sitting above 8,000 net worth, all sitting above Lotus Gyrocopter.
Not a pretty picture for Alliance, and they try to move into the Roche pit, but Big Daddy's ready for this. Trance scouting, immediately revealed Roshan, even bashing that Spirit. Get the hell out of my pit, you ugly panda.
But yeah, still, even if they do try to go for some like sneaky Roshan play, the lanes are going to be so shoved, so OG's going to know instantly they're going to be at Roshan if they try to do it.
Checkmate.
It's looking...
Your move.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job right now of at least getting their farm up and not dying anywhere, so they're sticking together, but they are getting, like we've been saying, out-economied.
Alliance not in a good position here. And OG, I like the way they're itemizing. It's items that will help to ensure they don't catastrophically lose a fight, whether it's the Fly 4-staff crit, now backing off into a plate mail, likely into a Shiva's Guard to mitigate the physical damage that Alliance can dish out. Moon getting the BKB. BKB Slaughter, not too many ways to stop his initiation. A lucky root, maybe you commit the Spirit Breaker ultimate, but then Miracle gets to run freely through the fight without any control.
Yeah, they're gonna have so many auras on the side of OG. If Crits, if he wants to go for a Alpha Wolf, he can, but he also has a stun. He's gonna have his Shiva soon. AC almost finished. AC is basically finished on No Tail. Yeah, they're looking super good, and they just keep stacking the Ancients. And they're completely out-economying them. Like, Loda isn't really stacking the Ancients or farming them.
And now OG. Let's see if Alliance can finally seek this Roche. They just keep on trying for it.
They think it's a gank, though.
Again, the Treants are there. And they're trying to mess them up. This is so risky by Alliance, but it feels like they're desperate at this point. Slowly but surely, the desperation setting in. OG moving forward. Crit is there in front with the Shadow Blade, but they're going to let Moon initiate ult. Only gets the Spirit there with that initial crush. Miracle a little more on point with the chains. Goes up the call down. It's only going to hit No-Tail. He TP'd in the middle of this one. Summons the trance. The Doom goes on to Aki, but Miracle fire. EGM looking to focus him down. Can't quite do it. Moon with the second crush. That's way more on point. Gets two. EGM looking for the bashes, but only gets one. Not enough. Now onto Ake. Still Doom being pursued out by Moon with the crush. Heavy physical damage. Bulldog chasing. The bear working, but Fly's gonna turn it. Unloads the freezing field and destroys the low druid. Alliance getting absolutely dumpstered in this fight. Now S4 looking to orb away. Heads to the low ground, but Miracle there to greet him. The double damage still online. Even got him with the chains, and Miracle slams the door on Alliance.
Jam on the floor. That was such good communication between Crit and Fly there. Crit saving that War Stomp, gets the War Stomp off, freezing field. The two of them kill the Lone Druid. The two supports kill the Lone Druid. I think at this point the game is pretty much over.
And let's remember the fight started with Moon only crushing the Spirit there. Like, that's not on paper a great way to start the fight for OG, but the follow-up was fantastic.
Yeah, and you know what? Crit, it was not a misskill. Crit does not care about leveling up the Doom. At this point, his other abilities are just so much more important. He's just going to keep it as level 1.
He doesn't, I guess the thinking is you don't really need the damage. You just need the lockdown, and Doom is the same duration at all levels.
Yeah, exactly. All of his other abilities gain so much more when you level them, and we know how like, I wouldn't say imbalanced, but how powerful Infernal Blade is later on. With that 4-second cooldown, it does max HP damage per tick. And again,
this has been such a solid showing from OG, and to me what's really impressive about it is they've changed up some of their picks. They've gone back to the Moonslaughter, which we haven't really seen much since Frankfurt. And the hero in general has followed out. It's apparently is what they had planned to do with the Lone Druid. Hasn't been needed so much for the M damage, but just having that stable offlaner has worked out. The Miracle Ember Spirit, hey, if they're going to first phase ban Invoker, you know, I was thinking the other day, like, you need to have some other option for Miracle that kind of fits into his type of hero pool and, you know, isn't going to get first phase banned. And this is a flashy playmaking hero that's not going to be first phase banned coming into the series. It's been very successful in its own right.
Yeah. It's really scary for Alliance. I don't really know what their comeback factor really is into this. I think it's just, like we were saying, if OG makes some big mistakes.
Well, they haven't given up just yet, but it's looking bleak.
But they are getting, thankfully they're getting their waves out a bit. You know, they've got the waves past the river on two sides, but now Fury Note comes through, Miracle sets down a Remnant in the bottom lane, pushes out the top lane. And yeah, I'm not really feeling the Spirit Breaker being able to do anything.
And there's a Lincolns now.
And now there's a Lincolns too, yeah.
So you're not charging Miracle without a lot of help.
And they are so tanky. Crit has 34 armor.
This is starting to look like that MLG Columbus NV Doom. And it's coming from a support role of all things.
Yeah, he's ahead of Moon. But I mean, you could see that happening because just the natural Devour and Moon's giving his team the rest of the farm because he doesn't really need anything else. He's got his Blink, he's got his BKB. That's all you need.
Alliance feeling hemmed in. Back to the base. Bulldog, he creeps out. He's going to take a risk. They've dropped a couple of Observer wards, so they have some idea of where OG are, and that long glass loader will complete a BKB. But at this point for OG, it's not even as much about the magic damage, and they've got the Doom. Miracle's starting to hit a lot harder, and likely with the Slaughter amp damage, they can shoot through Loda, so where a BKB at like that 20-minute mark could be a game changer, at 30 minutes in this position, maybe not so much. We'll see though. Chains connect. Miracle able to snipe out Ake. Moon looking for the ball, but he goes for the backline heroes. Ignores Ake. He sees the bigger targets. He'll bring down one. Force it forward to BKB. Crit. Oh, getting slowed down a bit there, and it's just starting to troll Ake. Got him. Chilling on top of him, and so slow to attack, but we'll finally connect there.
Blink Dagger on Miracle.
I love that play by Moon. Ignoring the Enchantress, getting the two backliners with the two Hail Crush. Now into Bulldog, being auto-attacked by Miracle, who does get the chains off, still has the Lincoln Sphere. Finally will get proc, but they have no way to engage, so it's a savage roar from Bulldog. Looking to retreat out. EGM moving on to him. Sleight of Fist, looking to dodge the homing missile. That won't happen. He gets control, but I'll just remnant away, and no punish available for Alliance. Maybe they can get Crit. Still holding the Doom, still has the Shadow Blade, and still fairly healthy. Sleight of Fist coming through. Moon back into the picture, looking to bail out his friend from the side. Crystal Maiden creeping in, potentially looking to engage from the rear. And for that big freezing field could be the difference maker. Miracle still fighting him out, looking for why. He wants to be the hero. He's got the force staff. Bulldogs moving in. There's the freezing field, trying to slam the Wyatt's out of game one, but not going to happen. Looks like he'll probably go down. Force staff here, dead. Belota's been doomed. It's bot space for the rest of the team. Big Daddy realized he had to make a tree in earlier. And with that, might be able to push in. Miracle finding the mega kill. S4 back to the base. Alliance get a couple, but they're not able to kill off these beefy cores on the front line. And a 3 for 3, but it's 3 cores for 2 supports. Well, a support and an initiator at this point.
And it's right outside of your base, and all of your lanes are pushed in. So now OG just probably going to take down this tier 3, maybe even Orax at this point. S4 gets shackled by the blink. Should be fine.
He knows the limits of the situation. There's no one who can punish him jumping in like that. With your Spirit Breaker dead, a puck is not going to solo kill him. And he takes advantage of it. Jumping in again onto S4, gets off the chains. S4 dropping the coil, and see you later. Go get the range racks with Big Daddy No-Tail, just zoning tactics for Miracle. This crit takes some impetus damage, but the Sprout comes through. Quick Sight of Fist. They'll summon some triads, but really, it's the racks they want. And it's going to drop low here if they don't get it fully.
Rest of them respawning. Charge coming out on crit. Do they want to commit for it, though?
He's the gem carrier. Maybe,
Nope.
You can just see Adrian's like, do I go for it? I really can't, and the swarm did its work.
And they get the rack, both racks.
Such a just well-rounded display by OG, pushing things about the right amount, not being over-aggressive, focusing on objectives, relatively patient, but at the same time, they know when they can be aggressive, and Miracle takes advantage of that. Moon going in for the double crush. It's been a team effort from OG.
Moon bought a medallion too, so he's going for, I guess, a solar crest. Really messes with the barrier even more, and Ake, kaboom, blown up.
You can see Miracle now grabbing the Yasha, so likely Manta style coming out. That'll be another way to deal with the charges, potentially, the roots, the silence. Gets even harder to kill.
Yeah, they buy their own gem now on EGM, and yeah, they're locked in their base. They really can't leave the base right now.
It's impressive to watch how much OG have just improved over the course of this tournament from day one. It feels like what they weren't really able to do at Shanghai so much, like find a playstyle that really worked for them. Even when they would take a game, it was often like just absolute, slugfest. This feels like they've got some new picks, maybe a new understanding of the patch, even though nothing's actually changed in terms of, hero buffs. This team's coming together.
Yeah, I know I had chatted with them a bit, and I heard them talking about how a bunch of teams were first to banning the Doom versus them, and they're like, why are teams first to banning Doom versus us? We've never picked it before, and now I guess we're going to be seeing why.
They're like, well, if they're banning it against us, maybe Doom's a good hero. Well, they're finding out he indeed is. But Alliance are completely unable to find openings this game. Their jungle's under siege, Miracle constantly pushing in one lane, No-Tail the other, farming the enemy woods, Starvation Dota at its finest.
Still finding some items though on the side of Alliance. Almost Assault Clears on Bulldog, and Loda is now picking up lifesteal, so he's got SMY, BKB, and a mask.
Engagement gonna break out here, potentially S4 goes in, gets off the silence, but the BKBs get popped. It's Fairy Dragon for dinner.
It's the brand new gem. They just picked it up and he dies right away with it, which is really unfortunate for him.
It's just so hard to leave the base. Moon blinking in, they're gonna crush and kill Alfredo.
The bear is actually gonna die so quickly now. Solar Crest plus level 16 amplified damage. Right there, minus 30 armor. Plus they have the AC aura.
Oh, you said minus 30? Let's chuck on another minus 7 to that. Now a Desolator up.
So 30, and then they have the AC aura, so 35, and then Desolator, so minus 42 armor if they apply everything on that bear.
Say that again, minus 42.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot of minus armor.
They don't want to overcommit for it though. Nice coil coming up for S4. He's fall down.
That side of fist coming through. Miracle very healthy through this though. They got to finish somebody off. Move there with the big crush on the 2. But they can keep Miracle from dishing out the side of fist. They might just have a chance. Crit will end up dropping. Creeps are pushing him bottom though. Fly will be next, so the supports go down. No-Tail with the TP away. And Miracle back in with the change, the sleight of fist. He's single-handedly fighting their entire team. And Alliance have had enough. it just never felt like they had a decent fight from like the 10-minute mark onwards, all OG, all the way. Not the most one-sided game like from the start, but there was just that tipping point where they just took over.
Yeah, laning phase looked pretty decent for Alliance coming out, but then it looked like Bulldog died maybe once too many times. But you can't really blame him for that. The lane ward, the haste runes from Miracle, it was just really good heads-up play from OG, and Crit did so much work.